dog is relaxing.
I hope he makes an appearance on the video.
You can see him right here. So right, so what was it? Right, yeah, there it is. Right there. See?
Oh, look, he wants to he wants to join us.
No, he
Okay.
doesn't. It's,
Welcome to the BINACT podcast where we talk music, the people that make it, and the communities that listen to it. And dogs sometimes. And dogs. We're back. We're back. Aren't we back, AD? It's 2023. Look at us. We're back.
are we really back?
Not really. I'm I'm still getting acclimated. A
Well,
lot
we
has
all
happened in the last couple weeks
we all
on
know
this
that
side.
we all know that time is a construct. So
Yeah, the worst kind of construct, honestly. Also, for everyone who is returning to this episode, don't kick my ass. If you're watching the video, you can see that I'm holding the mic again, but I'm last week I did not realize that I guess the mic like I think like I did this and like I put it down so nobody could hear me. Like it got weird. So I'm sorry about that. My next investment will be this arm microphone arm, but it's going to be next month, honestly, because the January budget is gone already and it's only the 10th. I mean, look, here we are. So the January budget is gone. So I'm going to buy the arm hopefully in a couple weeks. But
wait,
for
how
now,
is the January budget
don't,
already?
hey, I'm getting there. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just know that it's gone. Okay. It's gone. Well, it's mostly gone because Founders Day is coming up. So like I had to, save some money for that. Anywho, yeah, don't kick my ass. I'm gonna hold the mic like this the entire time. And again, if you see the video, you'll see the mic, but I'm not going to do what I did last week because I listened back and I was like, oh, I really didn't mean to do that. And couldn't tell that I was doing that. So sorry. Um, yeah. AD, how was your holiday? Let's start there. How was your holiday? How was your holiday and then your return to work, your entry into 2023? Catch us up.
Uneventful.
Uneventful.
Well, y'all had. Let me ask, how many days did you have off from your legit job?
It was like 5 or 6. I can't 5 or 6. I worked a couple of the days, but I had close to a week off, if not a full like work week off in between the holiday. Well, I take that back. I had more than 5 days because we got 2 days for Christmas. We got New Year's Eve, and then I had vacation days. So somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
I had to work.
Boo.
At
But
least.
yay money, but still boo.
Yeah. So anybody that got, so I really haven't had a break per se.
Oh, that stinks.
So and January is busy time. So
Well, I hope you get a break soon. You need to go on ahead and pad some self-care, self-maintenance days in there, just so they know. Because
well, the whole thing is is in February. I've already said February and March. I'm already taking days off.
I know that's right. I know
So
that's right.
so yeah, especially the way that the calendar is, it's just hectic. But in the middle of all this busyness and confusion and yada yada yada, I will be going in the towards the end of the month to the Kennedy Center.
Oh, wait, like in Florida?
I d- I would never live there. How dare you?
Oh, wait, I didn't say no. The Kennedy Center. I thought maybe you were taking a trip.
No, the Kennedy Center. You know, the Kennedy Center,
Am I stupid? Where is that? I don't
DC.
know. The Kennedy Center? Is that the African American Museum? Is that what it's called? I've never been. I thought it was called the African American History
No.
Museum.
It's not thinking about you've never been. It's not thinking about if you've been, but you don't. But the Kennedy Center, you don't know where the Kennedy Center is.
I don't think so.
All
That's
right,
so dumb.
do your Googles right now.
I have to put the mic down.
Yeah, put the mic down.
Because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, the Kennedy Center. You never heard the Kennedy Center honors?
Okay, hold on. I see it says honors.
The Kennedy Center.
Hold on, let me just type in the Kennedy Center because the honors is bringing up. It looks like there's music involved.
Yes.
Kennedy Center in DC. Yeah, I've no, never. No, I don't
Yeah,
even.
you've never heard of it?
No. And if I have, I just don't remember. I don't live here. I would. I don't know if I.
It's nothing about that, but everyone's heard of the Kennedy Center honors.
Oh, it's like y'all's theater, like the big theater.
Yes.
Oh, like where Alvin Ailey comes. Okay, like I knew Alvin Ailey came, but I didn't know there was a special center.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm dumb.
Anyways, at the end of the month, Neo is
Wait a
performing.
minute. Are we having tech issues tonight? Please, Lord.
Hey, on my side, I hear you. And we are struggle streaming right now. Oh, she is gone. Well, I'll just wait here. Just follow my fingers a little bit. Do 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 do
I
do
don't
do do.
know, but okay. StreamYard was like, hey, there might have been an issue. Um, let's see. I'm gonna give it a full start back at 7 minutes because I'm a random tech issue, but we're back. So yeah, apparently I just don't know no better, and that's the name of the theater. I didn't know.
It's a famous theater, but Neo is coming to perform with
Oh,
the symphony with National Symphony Orchestra pops.
that is fancy. That'll be
So
fun.
I'll give a good review of it.
Please do.
Because like a lot of R&B and hip hop acts have been there, but have been going there consistently over the years. You
Hmm.
know, like Nas has been there, I think 2 or 3 times. Rick Ross was there a couple of months ago.
Now
Uh,
I'm trying to go. Like, why didn't I know? I'd like to go.
see, it's a nice little road trip.
I like to go. No, I'm
See,
getting on an airplane to go to DC.
nah,
That's
see,
past my driving threshold.
what's your driving threshold?
Alone, it's 4 hours. So Atlanta.
You coming up north, so that's
That's Virginia.
you make it. Just hit for
That's
make
another.
it.
No, DC is exactly 8 hours away from me.
What part of Virginia?
I think Richmond, or actually Richmond might be too far, but or actually maybe the tip of North Carolina. My like if I'm in the car by myself, nobody, my threshold 4 hours. So after that, I'm getting on a plane.
But but if it was able,
I still would get on an airplane. I'm not driving.
but
I'm not driving.
But if Abel is doing it with a symphony, it's like, come
Yeah,
see.
I'm gonna get on a plane. It's not gonna stop me from buying the flight. I don't like, especially like I said, alone. I don't like being in a car alone for longer than 4 hours.
No,
I get too bored, and anytime I'm sleepy, like just being in the car by myself, I don't have the stamina to stay awake that long. 4 hours is like my limit.
about I'll say 2.5 is mine unless the sleep monster starts kicking in.
Yeah, I mean, and with people is 6, but those pinpoint, I have to have a good road trip partner. So someone who's not gonna fall asleep. I mean, and like you don't necessarily have to talk me. Sorry, I'm readjusting. You don't have to talk me through the entire road trip, but there's something about knowing that your passenger is awake as a driver that, like keeps you engaged. But yeah, I can't do like if somebody's in the car with me and they want me to drive longer, you just have to be up because it's like, oh, you can pick the music or like pick a podcast or whatever. So Yeah, that's what I be needing. So DC is still a flight for you, girl, not a drive, unless my daddy is driving, but I'm not driving, so
I already
because
know
my
that.
dad lets me drive.
Well, if you said Ava was here, you'd be like, Dad, Daddy, 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 can you take me to DC real quick?
I mean, again, or I'm just getting on an airplane. Like I am never opposed to. First of all, I'm bougie now. Like actually, there's a direct to DC, so I can get on a plane and go directly to DC. Or I'm not opposed to taking my little ass up to Charlotte, flying wherever I need to go.
Who's your airport of choice? That's the question.
I
Mm.
mean, it would
No,
be
not
Charlotte.
airport, airline of choice.
Oh, I've gotten a little bit bougie, and I say Delta first nowadays.
I'm the same way, and I got points.
Yeah, but like American, sometimes we have American and Delta here, but sometimes Delta does not fly like to certain places out of my airport. So I have to fly American sometimes, but or at least American is going to be the connector. Like if I get connected anywhere, because my airport, you can fly out of it, but it's not big enough to. There's a couple places it takes you directly, but not very many.
If
So.
I fly Delta, it always wants to take me through Atlanta, and I hate that
Oh
airport.
God. But see, what be pissing me off because American does that whole connecting flight and gives you like 15 minutes to get across that damn airport. And that's what be pissing me off when American connects you in Atlanta, they be like, okay, well, good fucking luck. It's either that or it's like a 4 hour layover. There's no in between. It's like 15 minutes, sprint across the concourse, or four
Yeah,
hours, spend your whole day there.
yeah. I'm thinking about the last time I went that I did a flight and it routed me through Atlanta. It was literally, yep, about 4 hour layover.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes I don't mind it. Honestly, I do not mind the layover because what I do is I build a travel day when I'm going somewhere. I build a travel day into my plans, anyways.
But
So
see, I
like that
can't
day,
be.
I'm probably not doing nothing.
But see, even on a layover, it's like a 4 hour. What are you really going to do? Because by the time you
Nothing.
leave, nothing. You're just going to be staying stuck in that airport.
You just sit there. I don't mind it though. I mean, sometimes if I have, if I'm somewhere where I have a friend, maybe I'll be like, hey, come see me at the airport or something. But like, I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah. See, what is it? Did ever? I think I told you, but but I ever told you a story when I've traveled to Thailand.
Oh, that sounds like fun. No.
That
Tell
was
us,
fun.
enlighten us.
It was for work. One of my former employees. I didn't even think they were talking about it. But it was like, oh, okay, they're going to Thailand. They're like, oh, Adrian, we want you to come because you know how to run this, and you know how to run webinars good, and yeah, we need you. I was like,
Okay.
sure, free trip to Thailand,
Right, why not?
right? So it was beautiful, beautiful, right? But throughout my journey, right, you could tell when you were in the states compared to
Oh
when you were
yeah.
over. Yeah. So leave out DC, stay over in Atlanta for like 2 hours or whatever, then have to take a almost like 12, 13 hour flight over to
Right.
Tokyo.
Right.
Right.
Tokyo. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So go over to Tokyo and we only have like 30 maybe 40 minutes top to make our connecting flight or we're screwed. Right? So I'm thinking, and we're just getting off. So I'm like, oh man, we're not gonna make it. So
Oh no.
we're hustling, whatever, right? And then we see this long line, and I'm just like, man, we ain't gonna make it. Ah, well, this is the horror travel stories that they always tell you about. Man, for some reason, we got through that line like in 5 minutes,
Oh,
and still
maybe
and made our
TSA was efficient.
well, it was efficient because it was like this. Whoop, go over there, right? And then hit Thailand. Thailand was cool. Did what I had to do over there. Very beautiful, beautiful. Saw the
I hear
temples.
it's
Very
nice.
peaceful. Very hot. There's the one thing I will tell you over there. When they tell you the spice levels, just ask them what the blandest one is.
Oh yeah, their spice is not our spice.
No,
It's different.
look. I said I had some minced pork, and I just said, "Can I have it mild, please?" Right, man. For the next 12 hours, me and that minced pork, we were having conversations.
Yeah. I do it one day. I want to go back overseas because I haven't been overseas as an adult. So I kind of want to go
You
back.
have to. But the thing that I was saying is when I was coming back, right, and how everything was efficient, right? I caught maybe the next day, my last day, last day there, got myself whatever, took the early flight back to the States. Everyone was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna stay extra days," or "No, Adrian, why don't you stay?" or whatever. I'm like, "This, y'all rich, y'all
Mm-mm.
got money."
Yeah, please.
I'm like, I gotta get.
I
I'm like,
would
let
like
me
to
get.
go home and
I'm,
spend no more money.
yeah, that's me, right? Even though brother got some nice little stuff over there, some Beats headphones for like $20, you know.
That's a deal.
Yeah. Um, but when we what was it? It was flew over there. Yeah. So it was like I was in Thailand or it was Thailand. Yeah, I believe. Yeah. So it was like the 6 a.m. red eye flight or whatever, right?
Hmm.
And get through everything. So they're saying throughout the whole time, "Oh, we apologize." You know the flights. They say the flight's running late, and I'm like, okay, it's whatever, right? That's why I get the early flight. They apologize like, "Oh, we're so sorry, we're so sorry, we're so sorry. It just came here. It just came. We're getting everything ready. Apologies, apologies, right?" I'm like, "You're apologizing, and it's 5:20. The flight doesn't leave till like 6." I'm like, "You got plenty of time," and everyone's just like, "This it's nothing, right?" Then like literally ten minutes later, they're calling everybody to board the plane, and they're apologizing like, "We're so sorry, we're so sorry." And all of us, and like, I'm with a group of Americans, right? Like just strangers, just looking at each other like, "Why are they apologizing? We we good, right?" So they're like,
But it turns
"Apology."
out you were not good.
No, we left. Mind you, the flight is at 6. We left at 5:50.
Oh damn, not they left early.
They
Well,
left.
maybe they just felt bad.
No, I was like this. Everyone's just like, "Yo, this is like everyone's cool, right?" Man, let me tell you something. When I hit Atlanta, I knew I was back in the States. Cause all y'all, we since you're on YouTube, so fuck it. All y'all niggas, I could just tell. Nobody was polite. Everybody wanted to fight somebody. Everybody was pushed up on somebody, and I was just like, let me just get back on the plane, cause all y'all niggas don't know how to
I
act.
want to go home.
Yeah, I was like, all y'all don't even know how to act. And of course, the first thing I see when I get off the plane is what? Well, besides Evander Holyfield standing in line getting checked through, yeah.
Oh, random
It
celebrity sighting.
yeah. Is it Popeyes? And everybody got Popeyes box. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, y'all niggas just straight out swearing and just ignorance all over the place. Y'all niggas, man. Well, if you're watching right now,
My
can't
mic, my mic is doing the weirdest stuff. The life is happening over here. First tech issues, now this. But I've figured out how to do this, so I don't have to hold this. So there we go.
yes, but and it's not shot.
Stress.
Yes, it's not shot at you, Atlanta, but it's just a shot at the states. Just like damn.
Yeah, I mean, it is sometimes very difficult to travel and then realize you have to come home and be an American.
So I don't want to hear or get any mean tweets or comments saying, "Oh, he don't like Atlanta," or "Oh,
Oh,
he don't," or the whole thing of because I said y'all niggas.
oh
Uh,
no.
yeah. Oh, you don't like black people? No, no, no.
Mm.
It's just y'all know how y'all act. So
Then I was just really over here tinkering with this mic. Then I messed with the volume. Like, anywho,
you were undressing the mic.
yeah, but it had too many clothes on. Like, I was, and it was this much easier because my arms were or my hand really was getting tired holding the thing in the stand. So it's much easier for me to just do this. So, um, yes, travel stories I love. Um, my holiday was eventful as hell, and I'm gonna breeze through the holiday stuff because
I was about to ask, do you feel a breeze right now?
look, so Christmas Eve, everything was actually my break was going swell. I actually felt I was really in the Christmas spirit. I had went ice skating and like all that jazz. And then Christmas Eve, I had finally got my presents done. We wrapped the morning of Christmas Eve. Presents got wrapped. Did we wrap them that night? Shit, I can't remember. But the morning of Christmas Eve, we had that random cold front or whatever in the southeast, and it's like 20 degrees all day long. And my pipes freeze. I was freaking out because I had done everything that everyone asked. I dripped the pipes and all that stuff. Like I was being responsible, a responsible homeowner.
Did you cover the faucets?
No, but like nobody told me to do that. I mean, I know that now. Wait, cover the faucets. What do you mean
Hmm.
the outside faucets?
Yeah, did you cover the outside faucets?
No, my outside faucets, one of them has a hose on them.
No, you take off the hose. See, that's probably your thing. You take off the
Yeah,
hose and
I didn't know.
you put there's two covers. You can either get a hard plastic cover or like the same thing that you use for like winter gloves, right? That you put over the faucet so it covers it.
So let me tell you, that was not an instruction. Again, we're like Southerners, and so they were like, "Drip your pipes." You know what I mean? Like that was the instruction. And then I saw all this other stuff after the fact. I was like, "Put a plastic bag and blah blah," and I was like, "Okay, well, great. Thank you for telling me now." But my pipes froze first, so it was in the kitchen. I took a shower that morning, so I don't know how long the pipes are frozen, but they were only frozen. The pipes were frozen in the front of the house. So mind you, I was like, okay, well that fucking sucks. We can't use the kitchen sink. I was annoyed. Then the men's were on the couch watching a movie and I was playing my Switch. And then all of a sudden I hear the sink running. And so I was like, oh, kitchen sink is running again magically. But then when I walk over to the kitchen sink, I hear water above my head. Like I was like, oh, and I'd already known what happened. I was like, pipes burst because I hear water.
But
Um,
like
Oh, thank you. See, it's over here. Thank you for not letting me do this all night. So I hear water above my head. And I'm like, shit, the pipes burst. So I was like, hey, babe, pipes burst. And so he was kind of like, what? And I was like, yeah, pipes burst. So you see now the way that my house is set up, the water is actually shooting, luckily, over this vent in the roof because the where those pipes are, there's like a little vent. I think in the event that that happened, but since it burst, it's going over the roof, but it's still getting wet. The insulation's getting wet too. So my fiance, I now have to tell that story too, um, is like trying to turn the valve off because I have a toolbox. Now, mind you, I'm a homeowner. I have a toolbox, but I don't have all the tools that I should have. I just don't. Not because I don't want to, but there's just so many fucking there's being a homeowner, there's so many things you gotta buy all the goddamn time. It's like I
no,
have
you can just get the standard $20 home
okay, so
toolbox.
that's what I have in the house, but it did not have, the little type of pliers to turn off your main water valve. You know what I mean? Like you have to have those specific type of pliers. So I don't have those. In that toolbox, I don't have those.
How many
And so
was in your toolbox?
it's like the screwdriver, the hammer, the what else is it? Tape measurer, box cutter. Like it's one of those. So it's a small toolbox, mind you. It's not like huge.
So you and me got the basically the same toolbox.
Yeah, but I the pliers is what I really needed, and now I'm gonna have them just in the event that I ever need to turn the water off again. But my fiance somehow turned it off with his hands because adrenaline was flowing because we were like, fuck, we have to turn the water off because if you let it run, could have gotten worse. Anywho, that happens. We actually came out pretty blessed because the pipe is in the ceiling, not in the wall. Because if the pipes are in the wall, they got to go through the walls and bust shit out, or in the floor or anything like that. We didn't lose any, or I don't won't say we didn't lose anything. We lost some shoes because there are shoes in the entryway. That's where the ceiling is. Um, but we lost some shoes. But that night, so Christmas Eve, we get all the water out. I've freaked out and called my parents, did had my whatever, my moment. We actually go eat because I was just frustrated. I already put the claim in with the homeowners people, blah blah blah. So that night, I think maybe we wrapped presents that night, if I'm not mistaken. It was either that night or the night before. And I was so we stayed, or we let like our neighbors let us use the bathroom or whatever because we could stay in the house. It was cold, but we could stay. At that point, the ceiling hadn't fallen in. So, Santa comes overnight. We stay in the house. We had planned to go to my parents anyways, to have Christmas dinner.
Hmm.
And then we come back to the house. I slept poorly both nights. I just couldn't sleep. Every hour on hour, I was waking up and looking at the fucking because at this point it's just wet. So like the ceiling is like bulging and like it's wet. Every hour on there, I would get up, go look at it, get up, go look at it. I think right when I was getting maybe a wink of sleep, I heard the ceiling start to crumble, and I was like, "Fuck, ceiling's gonna cave in. Like it's gonna fall." Um, and it does. And so I literally like the photo that I sent to my homeowners insurance people is a photo of the ceiling falling because I got there enough to take a picture in time to like see it actually fall. So it falls. It's a fucking mess. I'm trying to get like all the wet insulation and broken ceiling outside at like 3 a.m. And so then again, I wake up my fiance, I was like, ceiling fell down. And he was like, what? Ceiling fell down. I was like, and then he was like, go to bed. And I was like, what? He was like, what can you do? The ceiling, like, what are you gonna do about it? It was like, he was like, go to bed. So I was like, okay. And now that night it was freezing fucking cold. It got down to like 55 degrees in the house. It was insufferable. And so then we were like, all right, well, we got to get up. So that was the 26th. So we then, the 26th was an observed holiday. So nobody answered the phone or anything like that. I had to stay at my mom's until we talked to the insurance company. Then we got a hotel, whatever. Um,
I hope they paid for it.
yeah. That is, I think, in the policy or whatever. Um, and then quick story because I realize our intro is 30 minutes long. um,
The long stroke.
I was like, our intro is 30 minutes long. But in between all that, my boyfriend at the time was like pushing us. He was like, we're gonna go on a date, we're gonna go out. And I said, we have a hole in our sand, bro. Like, I don't want to think about anything. Like, because he had said that we were going out a couple weeks ago. And I was like, okay. But then when all this happened, I was like, okay, we'll just go out, later. Like, whatever. I can't think. Like, hole. And so he's like, no, 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 we're still gonna go. We're gonna go on this date. So I said, okay. And so I figured he was trying to make me feel better because hole.
Cool.
So so we were at the hotel at the time, but we got dressed at home because at that point the plumber had came and fixed the pipes. So the water was back on, but it was too cold to stay in the house. So and we didn't have anything to like rig it to get, up there. Um and we got dressed at the house. And I'm putting on like a little eyeshadow. I had a cute little dress on because I was like, well, shit, if we're going out, he said we are going somewhere with a reservation. So I was like, oh, it's fancy. So I was like, okay, I'll put on a cute dress.
Wait, just because
Um,
it has a reservation makes it fancy.
I mean, because normally we'll just be kicking it. Like, we'll be like, okay, we're going out. Let's go to our normal spot. Like it's not nothing major. So he said something about, oh, we got to be on time for this reservation. So I was like, well, shit, okay. And I knew exactly what dress I was going to wear because I was like, I don't never get to wear this dress, whatever. So I knew what outfit I have on. I'm ready to go. And this man is like in the closet and he's changed clothes like 3 times. And I was like, can we go? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I just want to look good. And I was like, okay, like, but we got to go because we got to take the kids across town to my parents, and then we got to get, get to the restaurant so we're on time. So yeah, that happens. We, go to the restaurant. I've been to the restaurant once before, but it's really, really nice. And so we take some pictures, and then again, like I'm getting like weird vibes, but like not weird enough for me to be like, what the fuck's going on? Because he's like, let's take some pictures. And we don't take a lot of pictures. Like we haven't taken pictures in like ages. We normally take pictures like on our anniversary or like, whatever, but we don't take pictures. She was like, let's take some pictures. So I was like, okay. And like we took one, there's a Christmas tree still up or whatever, because it was right after Christmas. And so we took one next to this Christmas tree and whatever, whatever. And we go. So we're having dinner. It was at like this nice steakhouse place. So like steak's good. The lady was like, yeah, do you want any drinks? I was like, I had like these two margaritas because I was like, look, it's been a rough week. So give me two, just start me off with two because rough week.
You got creme brulee?
No, what was my dessert? Oh, well, I got cheesecake because so we ate and the food and everything was good. I had my two drinks. And Devin was like, let's get a slice of cheesecake and we can share it. And I was like, okay. Because again, normally we get our own cheesecakes if we were going to do it. But he was saying that he was like, oh, um, um, I lost my train of thought. Oh, he was like, yeah, I don't really want a whole piece of cheesecake right now or whatever. And I said, okay. So they bring out this cheesecake on this super huge like charcuterie board. And I was like, don't cheesecake normally come on plates? Like I was just so confused because it was so big for one piece of cheesecake. And so they put it down or whatever, and like it's huge. And so I was ready to like get my spoon or fork, whatever I was gonna use to eat. And he was like, read the cheesecake. And I was like, why are you asking me to read a dessert? Like, please stop playing with me. I'm just trying to eat this cake. Like, what's going on? And so he's like, read the cheesecake. So I had to like sit up because I'm short and it was like kind of a big board or whatever. And the board says, will you marry me? And so then I turn around and he's like, he has a little ring and stuff like that. And I was like, oh. And then I started crying. And then like he pulled out the box and put the ring on my finger and stuff. So over the holidays, I got a hole in my roof and I got engaged. That's the story. Very
See,
wild couple weeks.
I was about to be. Of course, he asked your dad, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, you're joining the club.
I think he asked my dad. I want to say it must have been years ago. I think. But yeah, it has been a whirlwind couple of weeks. And there's a hole in the ceiling. Right now there's a tarp covering it so we can at least retain a little bit of heat. That's why I normally wear my zip up hoodies and things, but it's cold. So that's where we at right now.
Oh, oh.
But yeah, that actually that was the intro. Actually did not plan on even telling either one of those stories in great detail, but here we are.
Hitting them with the long stroke.
As I
Shout,
said, here we are.
shout out to the
But
lead
to
attorney.
the what journey?
The lead attorney
Oh.
on YouTube.
um, so the one thing that I want to talk about briefly, I do not want to take up much time on this. I just have to let you guys know that the weekend drop, the Is There Someone Else video over.
Oh, I still haven't watched it. You told me to. I still haven't watched
No, it's
it.
okay. Again, because all I'm gonna bring up, I'm just gonna say a couple of nice words. There's a brown girl, brown adjacent girl. She's brown, and that's really the first thing that I had to notice because I say brown adjacent because she's cute, but she's not white. So I think that's the first time the weekend has ever had like a not white girl in his music videos.
Um, um,
There have been some like extras in the background, but when there's like a main girl, they're normally white.
yeah, I'm thinking.
First time I can remember, anyways, off the top of my
No,
head.
no. Kissland had
Mm-mm. That the girls on them,
were
on
Asian,
all of
right?
them covers, they were Asian. I mean, you know what I mean.
But the lead, but yeah, I know. But I'm saying even the lead girl.
You know what I mean.
I know, but we got to stop playing into that. We got to be better, man.
I don't want to
Everybody
be
has their
better.
preference.
I want to be excited about the brown girl in the weekend video. He'll never have no brown girls in his
I didn't
videos.
say anything, but
I
we
don't want to
gotta.
be better. I want to be worse. I want to be worse.
No, but we gotta be better.
I don't want to
Like,
be better. I want to
like
be
you can
worse.
say,
I want to be terrible.
but you ain't gotta be like the mob. I was like, okay,
No, I mean, I'm excited. Like, it's not saying that obviously he can't have any raced person in his music videos. I was just excited because he'll never have no brown girls. He don't.
see now that's a question. See, you're the weekend stand, so that's a question that you have to take up with your presidents and Lord and Savior.
Happy president. Lord and Savior is dramatic. That is too dramatic.
But you, that's your man. So
But yeah, the video dropped and I do like it. It's very able, very nice, fits in the universe. That was all I really wanted to say. I was just so excited. And it dropped on the 1 year anniversary, or I really hate when people say 1 year anniversary. On the first anniversary of Dawn FM. So I was excited. But yeah, I mean, that is a bop. Like that's everyone's going around like I mean, even when the album dropped, like everyone was like, "Yeah, this is the song, this is the jam." But like, it's a really good song. It's one of the best songs on the album. So excited for that video.
you
But
know
that
why?
was it. That was all.
You know what I'm excited for?
What?
Sunday night,
What?
HBO Max.
What is that?
First episode of The Last of Us.
Is that the video game?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they were coming out with a TV with a show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
I can't wait because that game. I'll say this: the first game, amazing.
Have you played?
Second one, I played halfway through, kind of lost interest in it, but I know what the story was.
It's about zombies, right? Zombies,
Post apocalyptic
but
and
zombies in the game.
clickers,
Yeah, or whatever.
but
I know
zombies.
a little bit about it. I know
But
people mostly don't
it's
know.
not like Walking Dead type of.
No, it's not zombie. I know. They're. I just call them zombies, but yeah.
Yeah, so I can't wait for that.
I'm excited for you. I'm glad that's getting the video game to show treatment.
And from the reviews that I've seen thus far, they're calling it. I've seen nothing but 90s and above.
Already for the show, like I guess the critics who get to see it early.
Yeah, I think the whole season they
Mm.
is actually out. So I think it's like eight. It's either 8 or 10 episodes.
Hmm. Well, let us know how it is.
I can't wait for it. I
Speaking of exciting things in TV,
what?
so I feel like I talked about Severance last year on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
There's still no news on season 2, but Lord God, if we're not theorizing and trying to figure out what's happening, I am excited about season 2 of Severance whenever it comes out. Because I know, if anything, fingers crossed, it'll be fall 2023. Fingers crossed. But I'm excited about that. I need Severance to come back right now. Right now. Come back, please.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were going to talk about you.
I don't watch you. And I know the girlies love the creepy. I mean, first of all, I love Pim Bagley. I've always thought that he was a very attractive white man. But I don't like the the stalker murderer vibe. I'm not into it. But I mean, good for y'all. I'm just not into it. So no. No, thank you.
It's a parody on different things, And I keep forgetting. And when was I was watching a video because they're breaking down the trailer because the lady in
Hmm.
my life loves that show. Um,
It's just a little too creepy vibes for me.
you've watched Dexter, right?
I never finished Dexter.
So it's the same thing as Dexter,
Yeah, but I never finished.
but you're saying the creepy vibe. So what's the difference?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't. I won't say that I won't ever give it a shot. I just haven't watched it.
But
Like I'm not rushing. I'm not gonna run to go watch it.
not. But there was it. There were. You've made me lose my train of thought.
Sorry,
Oh,
you were talking about you were first we were on Last of Us,
oh,
but then I said Severance, and then
because
you said you.
yeah, you because was it because someone was mentioned that Jenna Ortega was in it. I was like, Jenna Ortega was in you?
The girl from Wednesday.
Yes. And
How
then
was she doing both of those at the same time?
no, she did. So I was like, what? She was in season two.
Oh before she did Wednesday.
Yeah. So I was like, wait. And then I was like, this man. Once I really really looked at how much stuff that she's actually been in like the past, like
Did you watch Wednesday?
I did. I watched a couple episodes. I enjoyed it.
That was also something like I don't know. Finish your statement and then I will go into that rabbit hole. But I didn't
I
watch Wednesday.
I I enjoyed it for what it was because once it said Tim Burton, I knew it was going to be over the top type of thing. But
Hmm.
she did her thing. Like she made that role her own. So I and I know season two is coming out probably late next year. So
Mm.
I'm I'm interested. I like I said I'll finish it. But from what I saw, I was like it didn't offend me. I was like okay, this is a nice easy watch.
I might watch it. The reason that I hadn't watched it between well, definitely Wednesday. You I never was super interested in. Everybody was telling me to watch Wednesday, but on my list, I'm about to start Mr. Robot because the people that talk about Severance that I've been like chilling with in Discord was like,
Yeah,
you need to watch Mr. Robot. So that's what I like. My next serious watch is going to, I mean, that show's like, I think 5 or 6 seasons long. So I'm going to do that. And then maybe I'll come back to Wednesday. But my goal is to watch Mr. Robot. So,
I just literally I haven't even finished the first episode, but I just hit play on Alice in the Borderlands.
oh, what is that? A Netflix show? Which one is that? It's
It's it's
popular.
it's Korean. It's Korean shows like something of similar vibes of Squid Games.
Oh, what am I thinking of? Borderlands is like an American. There's an American show called Borderlands, right, or something like that.
That's a video game.
I don't know, but um, yeah, Mr. Robot. I'm excited about that. That's old though. That's not new media,
Mm,
but I'm excited to watch it.
I want to see it too. I've heard it's good, but it trips with you a little bit.
Yeah, that's what Severance does. If you haven't watched it, everybody go
I
watch
have
Severance.
I haven't watched Severance. I haven't watched Succession.
I don't do a lot of the dramas, but the reason that Severance really got to me because it was like the sci-fi kind of, Succession, is that the government
No,
show?
Succession is basically what the it's based off of the Murdoch family. So uh so Rupert Murdoch who owns Fox News,
You know
various
what? I
news.
thought you was talking about the man that was here in South Carolina that allegedly murdered his family. I thought that's who you was talking about.
No. And I have no
Anyway,
idea what you're talking about, see?
yeah, anywho, continue.
But yeah, it's about basically it takes off of Rupert Murdoch and his family and
Mm.
just about basically the father basically is this super wealthy guy has all these corporations and whatnot, but he's getting older. So the question comes, who's going to take over for him once he passes away?
Hmm.
So it's almost like a battle of wills amongst the the brothers and the sister type of thing.
Gotcha.
And it's funny enough, because I watch wrestling, that's basically what's going on in WWE right now. Because Vince McMahon
Ah.
stepped down like 6 months ago,
Ah.
based off of miss. What's the best way since we're on you since this is going to be on YouTube?
Mm.
Some nasty deeds. That's the best way I can
Oh
think of right
no,
now.
not nasty deeds.
And some nasty
This is
deeds.
my first time hearing of it. I don't know much about wrestling.
Yeah, so it's more about like the business side, like
Mm.
you may see what the front, but it's like this is what goes on in the boardrooms and in those dark,
Hmm.
smoky things, right? But basically, like what I was saying, for Vince, he got his stuff. He stepped down because they're about to be super lawsuits and all this type of stuff. And his his daughter, son-in-law, and like the person that they brought in like maybe 2 years ago, basically started filling the void in different things of while Vince.
Mm.
But in the past week, Vince said, I'm coming back. He was basically like, fuck y'all, I'm coming back. Y'all get me
Damn,
back.
so he just came back?
He came back. He said, I'm the and this is the thing. He says, I came back because I'm going to sell because I'm, potential sell the company, yada yada yada. And
That sounds like mess.
well, the whole thing is he said is basically he owns majority shares of the company. Even though they're
Mm-hmm.
public, he owns majority shares. So any
Mm-hmm.
sale that goes through or potential really has to go through him. And he basically said, yeah, for any sale that goes through, I am willing to say no to that without my approval. So it's basically like the whole politic game and then all this type of stuff. So big money's involved, and just like
Hmm.
a couple hours ago, his daughter who stepped in as co CEO and chairwoman basically resigned. So this
This
is
is
the
messy.
yeah, this is business. This is that rich messiness that we hear
That's
about,
messy.
but once you really go into it, but basically that's what Succession is based off of.
Ah.
So so think of all the families that you hear about or you don't know about, but they got money somehow. This is the stuff that's
Hmm.
happening. That's
I
happening.
understand.
So, but
I
yes.
also have to add another thing that I'm excited about, and I think this caps the things that I'm excited about. Um, Maybe I might think of another. So Kyle Dion posted on his Instagram. He was in Paris recently. And I figured that he was in Paris to maybe, have a little writer's retreat, figure out what was going on. But he popped up, I think that was yesterday. He said music on the way. So I don't expect, maybe he'll drop a single or something, but I don't expect the album for another because Sassy is still in its era. I think it came out last year. So Sassy still has some time. But Kyle Dion on the way. I'm excited. That is the one album I can like think about off rip. And I'm like, yep, give it to me, inject it into my veins. Please and thank you.
So here's a question for you, because
Yes.
we don't know who's coming out this year
And
or
I'm not even trying to pretend like I care. I mean like I care, but like, how people be doing the speculations. I don't
well
care
we
about that.
well we kind of know that Rihanna is most likely going to drop something around Super Bowl or shortly thereafter.
You know what? I've actually given up on whatever that is. I don't think we're gonna drop no music.
Honestly, to
I
me
don't think
is
she's dropping any music.
why should she?
I don't think she's dropping any music.
If she does, I think it'll be something like something like a 10 pack.
I'm 10. Nigga, I don't even think it. I don't. I mean, again, if prove me wrong, then I'm just pleasantly surprised. But like, I don't think Rihanna's coming out. A 10 pack would be a lot. If anything, it's gonna be something small. I don't expect.
That's why I said 10. I'm not expecting like a double, triple album type of thing.
Let
I'm
me tell you
thinking
something.
just 10.
Anti was only 12 songs. Her last huge album was 12 songs. AD. I don't think it's gonna be 10 songs.
So what you think? 8?
I don't. I'm not optimistic. I don't think it's gonna be that much music.
I do,
If it's anything, it's gonna be like three at max to me.
um
I'm just not optimistic.
I honestly don't. I'm on that same thing. I think if something does come, it's
Again,
gonna be.
I will just be pleasantly surprised, but I'm not gonna be sit around and be like, oh my god, Rihanna's dropping an album because you know Rihanna will just fucking point you. So why set yourself up for that?
To me, as I honestly, besides talk about where she is at, being a mother, you know, right now is I don't see the initiative for her to drop a new album.
I mean, but I also am not fiending for it. Like I know Navy wants it, but like I mean, turn anti on and go to Savage X Fenty and buy your panties. Like leave Rihanna alone. And listen to the one single from the Black Panther soundtrack. Like y'all leave Rihanna alone. Like I said, it would be nice if it comes out with more music and it's cool, then again, then I'm just pleasantly surprised. I'm not disappointed, but I'm not gonna set myself up for failure. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, Rihanna's dropping. Like, be for real.
You think our boy's gonna drop?
I don't know, cause he been quiet a little
Remember,
bit.
we always said when he's quiet.
He has been quiet.
When he's quiet, usually means something that he's up in the kitchen.
He has been quiet. I would hope so, but I hope
What?
he don't
What?
drop
How
no
long ago
bombs.
was that? How long ago was that?
I don't know. I have Spotify pulled up. Sorry, I had to make sure I didn't turn my volume down. Um, no, I was gonna say 2018, but that's a lie. It was like 2020. I want to say.
I want to say
Hold on, I'm
2020.
looking. It's 2021. That was 2021.
That was
September,
2020.
September 2021 to be exact.
So came. He did a tour that probably ended. So that's give or take a year. I can see something.
It'd be nice, even if it's just a little EP. It don't have to be like a whole bunch.
Yeah, I think he.
I'm
But
still out here trying to find Velvet on vinyl because Jesus Christ, that's my jam.
well,
That
you
is
well,
my jizam.
well. Speaking of vinyl, you told me that you wanted to speak about certain Canadian on vinyl.
You
So
know what? The way that I almost forgot about that. Do we have anything else that we're excited about before I make mention of the week
excited
is
about
the week is
music
just over?
wise.
Yeah.
I'm just going down. Um, just going. I would be honest, unless something like really like something like from like a real big hitter were to pop up from on my radar, and I'm talking about like something like a Dre dropping a new album or somebody along those lines that I'm not even, that's like from left field that I'm not even expecting um to drop something. Honestly, I just think we're just going to get what we got this year.
I mean, I'm expecting a pretty what am I trying to say? Like fizzy music year. Like I feel like people are gonna like bubble up and come around. But I can't think of anybody that I'm excited about again. I've got my big drops. Again, Twigs and Abel dropping 2 weeks in between each other. I really don't know how I lived life last year.
See,
Um,
I'm just thinking. I'm just like just throwing out there, right? I know Deontay Hitchcock is going to drop something this year because he's talking about it. He's already dropping like the Lucy's and things like that. So I know something's coming from him. I'm expecting. I'm expecting Dream something from Dreamville. So it wouldn't surprise me if Cole popped up.
yeah, it makes sense.
It wouldn't surprise me that I'm sure at some point you're going to hear something from the Canadian. I'm sure you're going to hear something from Meg,
I
and
don't want to hear nothing else from the Canadian. TBH, but we'll talk about that in a second.
I'm trying to think of who else. Uh, I'm really, and I'm just looking at the landscape and just the feel of it. Honestly, I think it's going to be similar to this year. I'm
That's what
not.
I'm saying. I'm not tripping. Like there are things that I am excited about, but I'm not about to be like, oh, everybody. Like I'm excited. I'm ready to see what the year brings. I am not overstating my expectations or like underselling my expectations. I just am willing and ready to see what 2023 is going to bring us. And again, I think like for me personally, last year I had a great music year because again, like I said, Abel and Twigs dropped 2 weeks in between each other. So I mean, I was really good to go. So
I think mine just was spotty. Was spotty. I think it started off good, then it just dropped, and then it picked. It did the ebbs and flows.
yeah,
I think with Kendrick dropping, Nas dropping,
Nas
uh,
dropped. Well, that was closer to the end of the year.
but still, but
Yeah.
he also dropped one towards the beginning of the year too.
Oh, okay.
So he had things. So I'm just talking about like those quality JID, um,
The
you know,
things that you weren't kind of expecting, like you or like JID was expected in a way, kind of like you knew it was coming, but not when
yeah.
type
So I'm
deal.
not. So I'm not. So to me, it was just like a mid year. It wasn't like it was like oh like how was there was oh shit there was one time I was probably in college, but or maybe even
The
later.
year that I remember like that was 2015. That was the wildest year, the last wild, like super crazy wild year in music that I
Like it
can
felt
remember.
like every week or two somebody big was dropping, and it was like
2015.
I couldn't even catch a breath.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't want years like that. Like I like being able to kind of sit with things and be like, "Oh, I missed this. Let me go back and catch up." Like
I
I don't
think
need to have that much music to
I
be
think
able to catch up on.
honestly, and I'm being truly honest. I think because everybody's doing this is being whatever they are on social media, there is nothing out there
What you mean?
because everybody. So with all almost every artist wanting to be some type of caricature on social media or focusing their attempts more on social media
I
than
mean, I
music.
guess you're talking about in the mainstream, which I would understand.
Yeah, that's so when you look at it, it's not about the music. It's not about the music anymore.
That's why I say I do not. I personally am. I mean, like I have my mainstream artists that I like, but I personally am not checking for artists that are doing that. If that makes sense, like your Ice Spices of the world, I do not care. You know, like whatever. Like I'm checking for again, like Kyle Dion. Those are like he is building his discography, building his legacy. Like I'm checking for people like that. And then again, if my mainstream faves drop something, that'll be cool too. But I'm not about to give energy to people who really aren't trying to be about this music, TBH. Like or about I'll say about the music, but about their artistry. Like I'm not about to be out here just looking for what TikTok song is hot or again what big artist is dropping just for the sake of making a few more dollars. Like I don't care about that. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I that's just where I'm at. And after reading kind of some of the stuff, like in just like past interviews or even more recent ones with Andre, I just think that's where we're at right now. Like it's
I
just
mean,
like
and that's why I said I'm okay with it. Like I wish we could actually just all sit in kumbaya. Like who cares that we don't have 62 albums to catch up on? Give me a fucking break actually. Give me a break. Like please. Please.
I think this year definitely I'm gonna get back into my reggae dance hall bag. I
Go
go
for
through
it.
I think I go through phases where I like it, then where I don't like it. So now I'm just like just to reacquaint myself and see what's out there, and also see if any of the French hip hop acts that I put you on if they're dropping
Yeah.
anything,
See if
you
they
know.
see what they're doing. Keep me
But
posted. Let me know.
but I I'm just gonna be honest. I think going forward, unless like some real energy is put back out there, I think it's going to just be in. a mid
And
year.
guess who's not upset? Me. You telling me that does not make me upset at all. Because if there's one thing about me, I'm gonna find the gems regardless. So that doesn't make me sad at all.
And I'm not mad. I'm not mad about that. I'm just thinking like for overall, we'll find what we like throughout the year, throughout these next 12 months. But
And that's all I need. Like full stop. I don't care. I mean, I guess, and I'll to I guess wrap up this point. I can honestly say that I do not care how the industry moves anymore, right? Like I don't care about quote unquote who I'm supposed to care about. I don't need that. Like if they drop, cool. If it, clicks with me, cool. But if not, I'm going to find the music regardless. So it's not no skin off my nose to be like I remember I want to say 2018, maybe right before we started the podcast or whatever, 2018, 2019, I can't remember which year it was. But one of those years I was like really heavy in my independent artist bag. Like I didn't really listen to a whole bunch of like big name people, and it didn't hurt my feelings. I'm not, I'm not crying about it. I don't feel the need to again run around and catch up on the big guys. So I mean, it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. At all. Not even a little bit.
yeah, so
The one thing that I will wrap on, um, because I can't say that I have any new noise. I will let you see if you have some new noise, but I was listening to Christmas music all break and then like some other stuff. So Um, I do want to mention, so I got Take Care, aka the Weeknd's first album on vinyl. Um, and the only thing that I would like to say here publicly for the interwebs is that is the Weeknd's first album. And
I agree.
for those of you that are saying, "Oh, well, he didn't have that many writing credits," ask me if Take Care would exist without Abel Tesfaye. It wouldn't, and I don't care what you say. If he has writing credits on 3 songs, fine. But the soul of that album can be largely credited to Abel Tesfaye and Kendrick Lamar's influence. And y'all can fight me. Y'all can beat my ass. But as we now, and even looking back on it, even more to me, because we know that Drake is a vibe stealer. We know that
Hmm.
he likes to dibble and dabble and take things that make it sound like his own. So you tell me, would Take Care exist in the way that it would without Abel Tesfaye? The answer is no. And y'all can fight me on that. And that's okay. Y'all can just fight me. Like I'm ready for hands because it wouldn't exist. I don't care how many writing credits he has. And that's really just all I want to say about Take Care. It aged okay. I was about to say, like, it aged well. It didn't age perfectly, but it aged all right. It's okay. There are things that sound like 2000 and what, 12, 11, 12. There are things that sound 10 years old or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, all in all, it holds up. It's for me, it's 60% nostalgia, 40% is still slap. Like, it's there. Um, but I'm very happy that I have it on vinyl, and it's a part of my weekend routine. Weekend with an E, not without. Um, to listen to it now, like on vinyl. And yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know, just in case you forgot, that Take Care is the Weekend's first album, and we can fight if you feel otherwise. Just yeah.
I think new noise. I was watching the live stream of Passport Gift and
Fun. Yay, internet.
Parks.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped a project called Gift Wrapping 5, a co-op Christmas.
Mm,
And
body made me.
just what I was hearing and seeing how they flip like the different Christmas songs that we're used to, and it was just like good rapping. So like it made me want to go from what finish listening to the project and go back to the earlier stuff. I liked what I was hearing. Um, Definitely, I want to finish like in good detail with the Ab Soul project because I've heard good stuff about it,
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
but I haven't heard. But he hasn't gotten the backing, of course. So the question right now is really what is TDE? 'Cause I think as much as TDE as a label got playing great artists and very fun artists. I think they don't know what that next step is for them or who's that face going forward.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I think ad plays more into like the underground, into the underground vibes, but who
I think I like that about TE though. Like if Dreamville's kind of like super put together and well rounded, I like the fact that TDE is kind of like not necessarily wayward, but like they're figuring it out, but they're still kind of like low key. Like they've got their, Kendrick or whatever, but then they've got their other
I
artists
think
kind of
I think
figuring it out.
I think J Rock comes out. I think J Rock comes out this year.
Oh, does he?
I think
And
so.
I really love Dochi. I really like her. I don't know if she has a full project under TDE
I
yet.
think
If it
right
is,
now
it's an EP.
I think right now SZA's the face, but still
Right.
I'm this is not anything against SZA. It's just you can't trust SZA because she goes through these ebbs and flows of her emotions. Of she wants to be a musician, she doesn't want to do it. She loves
Well,
it.
with
She
the album she dropped and the way that people are receiving it, I think that she's pretty happy currently.
oh
So
from and that's what I said. I think right now if you're going to say who's the face of TDE, it's SZA.
yeah,
Which isn't a bad thing. I just think that it's like okay, that's the R&B face. Cool. We need
Kendrick's
that.
a hip hop face. He just dropped.
Kendrick's not is no longer TDE.
Oh, that is right. I forgot. Was that album under TDE? That
That
last
was the last.
album?
That was the last album
Okay,
on.
that's what. Oh, you're right. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's why I said I think J Rock comes out, and I think J Rock
J
may
Rock
fall.
need to come back though, because what was that last album that he dropped in 2018 with
Oof.
the so good. I wanted to write about it. So and you know what? Maybe I will. I know I've been saying this for a long time, but I'm gonna get
Cause
myself
J
together.
Rock,
That was so good. That album was so good.
damn, homie, I did not know homie was that old. Damn, homie's about my age.
Good for him.
Yeah, mine's tough.
And that's it.
Um,
Good for him.
but yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't. I'm see. But yeah, he hasn't put out anything really since
That was
2018.
2018, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I love that album.
yeah. So
Redemption. Redemption's the name of that album. I love
yep.
that album.
So he got some work to do.
I mean, that would be a welcome surprise. I'd welcome that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at let's see. The current acts on there are Punch, J Rock, Ab, Schoolboy Q.
And where he been?
Uh I know he's into the golf thing. So he's really
Oh,
into
that's cute.
so he said he picked it up during the pandemic, battled with a lot of anxiety and depression, and this kind helped him.
Well, makes sense.
So you got SZA, Isaiah Rashad,
Oh,
Lance
who dropped?
Skywalker.
Was that 2020 or 2021 when he dropped? It was 2021. It was
Yeah,
2021 because it's 2023 now.
yeah. Or was it early 2022?
Mm-mm. It was 2021 because it was cold when it dropped.
Let me see.
I
The
think.
house is burning.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you're 2021. Okay.
Was it cold? Was it in the fall? Do I
Uh,
remember that
uh,
correctly?
but you got Sir, you got Reason. Oh, Reason could come back out. That's actually Zakari, Rayvon, and Doche. That's what
Dochi? I think
Dochi.
Dochi.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have acts. It's just who's going to be that who's going to fill that void.
I'm
And I'm not
patient.
saying who's going to be the next Kendrick Lamar, but
Yeah, just who's gonna come out. And like I
who
said, I'm patient with all those acts. I can wait. Like, don't rush it. I'll be patient. We waited on
who
SZA, so
yeah, who's going to get that buzz? That's what I'm talking about because
mm, could be any of them.
it could be any of them. So that's what I said. I think J Rock. If J Rock comes and he drops another redemption
I'm gonna
type
have
of
to
album,
listen to Redemption this week. That
I
was a
think
bop.
I'm just thinking of who else. yeah, that's about it. I'm really just like on. Really, I'm just watching a lot more YouTube stuff, like different content creators. Like I said, the lead attorney, he's a great content creator. Before I came on, I was watching him break down a child support case, and the funny I heard and some of the stuff that I said in the in the custody battle. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
This one.
y'all love watching those type of
No,
videos.
well,
It's like,
the whole thing is he was breaking down because he gives games on that because just to get background, he's an attorney. But he was a divorce attorney for 20 years.
okay.
So when he talks about relationships and things like that, he talks about it more from the from standpoint of law and you know very entertained. He's entertained but very knowledgeable. But I was just watching his latest content piece, and he was breaking down this court custody battle between this young lady and this black police officer. And this woman, hell, did not let this man see his son for 3 months. The only time that he was able to see his son was for 10 minutes, and that's with the police around him. And he's a police officer. Think about that, right?
I don't have the energy.
No, but this is
I'm
but this
already tired.
this is going to make you be like, what is the judge was about to rule, and I think that's where I stopped. And the judge asked the woman like, "Do you work right now?" And she said no because I'm taking care of my son.
Well, how? I
Oh,
mean,
oh,
yes, but how are
no,
you
no, no. She
fully
said she
taking
didn't. No, she said she
care of
did
him?
not have a job because she was taking care of her son
I know, but I mean, like, how is she fully? I mean, like, she can obviously care for him, make
and
sure that he's
work.
good. Yeah, but I was like, how are you fully taking care of him with no money? Where's the money coming from?
The money was come. This is the thing. This was about the thing. The homie was paying the woman's rent, car insurance, and giving her $500. And
In like child support, like it was court mandated, or that's just what he was doing.
he this is what he's doing. He
He
wrote up.
was just taking care of her for the sake of this child.
Oh, they were together. They were supposedly engaged,
Oh, okay, okay.
but still, but homie was basically said like, hey, this is the situation. Whatever. Here, sign this. I'm gonna give you $500 a month towards for basically we don't have to go to the whole court battles. Like, here's $500. We could do it
When
that
they
way.
were together.
Yeah. And she was like,
When they were together, or when they weren't.
the
I'm
kid when the kid
confused.
entered the picture
Why would you need a contract if y'all dating?
with it because relationships always go fall apart. So
I guess that's a little strange to me, but
no,
okay.
no, man, not these days, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if we're together, then it is expected of you to take care of your child. You don't need a contract to take care of your child if we're
But this, I
together.
think, what I think at the time, because I think because even the
Now, if they were falling apart, then that's different. Because then,
I
yes,
think
you
it was
need.
fall. I think it was
Oh
falling
yeah,
apart.
then that makes sense to me. But if
But
you're
I think
together
they
and
were
have
together.
nothing,
But I think it was together or whatever. It's like, but he was like basically saying, I'm paying the rent. I'm helping you with your car insurance, and I'm giving even though I'm still doing my part, right? And I'm officer or whatever. But he's like this, so that every can so nobody can say anything. I'm saying here's $500 a month for you know for what the baby needs and whatever. And the baby's like 3 4 months old. You know, so diapers.
yeah, all that stuff that you need as an infant.
Yeah, but she was like, but she tried, but it was it was funny, but it was very enlightening of how he broke it down because he was like this. You were picking up on the lies before she even said it.
Side note:
So,
this is not paternity court podcast, but
but it was,
but
but it's a good he's a good content creator. So I shout him out.
yeah,
Also
you're
I
doing
want to
good. You're going good.
also I want to shout out because I'm starting to get tired myself. West Side Gun, um,
What do
from
you do?
Griselda.
What do you do?
He says this year, 2023, is his last year rapping.
Oh, well, yay and awe at the same time.
So for what he has done, and he put out Twitter posts like last week or 2 weeks ago, basically saying this is I'm retiring, and I just want to say hats off to you, sir. For
Yeah,
what
I like
you
to hear that. And
for
retire
what
on
you
your own terms.
yeah. And he says that this is not him going away from music, but he's like
Right.
anything. He's like I help put my peoples on, my family's good,
I
but
like
he's
it.
like he's like I've worked with everybody that I've really wanted to work with. I've signed deals and worked with two of the legends, and I did it my way. And I'm really, you know, it's a nasty industry, but he's just like, yo, I just want to do. I've done it, and he's like, you'll still see me executive produce and all that, but in terms of like being out there in the studio or whatever. He's like, I just want to work from a place of just pure joy and not having to run this race. And if you know anything about Griselda, especially, and just about how much they just turn out music, turn out music, turn out music, I can understand it. So I just want to give him all the props and praise. I'm not of just of the hustle, but also of the influence. And I think a lot of influence that he doesn't get like really his just due just for what he does, you know.
I'm
So I just
excited.
want,
I'm happy to hear that. Like, going out on the way that you want to, like I said, retiring on your own terms. That makes me happy.
yeah. So
Glad about that.
so he says he's still going to drop like a project. True, you may still see him out there, but I think he's just saying, you know what, I'm falling back. I've done my part. It's now it's time for the next people to roll up, and I'm giving them all the support and all the game that I've learned and to put them on. So it's like the tree still grows. But
I like it.
shout out to West Side Gun.
I love to hear that. And if you guys cannot tell by my voice, I am losing steam. I am exhausted.
It's 9:10. We done.
And apparently so is my computer because oh boy, computer.
Well, well, the computer's telling us to shut it down. So let's shut this one down.
The computer is just as done as I am apparently because it's just spinning. But we made it through. Um and so yeah, the first episode back, I feel like we accomplished a lot. Very excited to see where music goes this year. And
Mhm.
yeah, give the weekend's first album a spin, or put it on your streaming service just in case you forgot. And that's all I've got. That's all we've got for you this week. I feel like that's it. Thank you for tuning in to the BINACT podcast, where we talk music, the people that make it, and the communities that listen to it. We'll be back on our regular schedule every other week. Happy 2023, y'all. Bye.